Hi everyone, have you seen this triple easel card I've shared in my Facebook group, Paper Crafting with Paul, and in the Nitwit group, Nitwit Collections, Nitwit Neighbourhood? It's a triple easel. Here I used the Summer Gnomes, but this time I'll use a floral one, show you that it works for different kits. So if you wanted to know how I made this, and how to make this slimline card. So it does fold up and fits into a DL, we call them here in the UK. So a nice slimline triple easel for you. So let's get a piece of card and our trimmer. And we're going to start off just by making our card base. So to start with, I'm going to cut this at 8 1/4, which it already is in the UK because it's A4 cardstock. 8 1/4 by 7. And then with the leftover piece here, I'm going to cut it at 3 inches wide. And I'm going to cut 3 inches, 2 1/4, and that'll leave me with a 3 inch at the end as well. So I'm going to keep them in order because I know they're going to fit together that way. Okay. Oh, I don't want to get rid of my trimmer quite yet. I will need it again in a second. But before then, I need my scoreboard. So with the scoreboard, it's one simple score today at 4 inches. So I've got my 7 inches on the top. I'm scored at 4. And burnish. Just going to burnish that so I can see that line neatly for now. I'm not going to put my scoreboard away too far away. I will need it again. Okay, so I'm going to bring my trimmer back in now. So I've got that score line, which you probably can't see because this white is quite a glossy one. This is my 4 inch side. This is my 3 inch one. I'm going to make sure I've got my 3 inch on the top here, so the shorter, narrow one. And I'm going to line it up at 3 inches. I'm going to take my trimmer and drop it on that score line. And I'm going to trim to the top. Then I'm going to turn it around, line up at the 3 inches again, bring it to that score line and trim down. Okay, so on the first one, I trimmed up and then trimmed down. So I've got these 3 inch squares, top and bottom. I did say we're not done with our scoreboard, so I'm going to bring it back in. So the first one I'm going to do is this middle one. So I'm going to lift my top flap. I'm going to take my pen to 1 1/2 and I'm going to score just that central panel. Nothing else, just that one. So now I've got a score at 1 1/2 there. I'm going to score from this top left to there. So what I do is I line up the corner with the last channel and this corner with the last channel, and that'll give me a place to score here. There we go. And again, on this one, from the outer corner, let me find that last channel. There we go. We're going to score, oh, bumped my finger, down to that score line. So what I've done is created 2 diagonals in opposite directions. So let me just burnish them back over. So that is our DL card made. So now we need to make them into easels. So this one, I'm going to make a mountain here. Just going to come up and mountain fold. Same with this one, a mountain fold, but in this direction. And this last one, a mountain fold, like so. So we've got 3 mountain folds, like so. And now, these 3 pieces I had here, I'm going to stick onto these bits. So I'm going to attach some glue to the triangle here. I'm going to line up those corners, like so. Some glue on the bottom rectangle. So I'm going to place this one here. And some glue onto this bottom triangle here as well. Just wipe up any excess glue. So there we have our 3 easels, 2 triangle ones and a rectangle one in the middle. And I said we do something different, so I've gone for the salutations this time. So we've got florals and butterflies. So what can be totally different from the beach and the gnomes? So this now is 8 inches across and 3 3/4 tall. So I've used digital paper and digitally layered them and added these bits myself, but there's nothing stopping printing everything separately or using your papers totally separate. As long as you've got the base layer size, you can do whatever you want. So whatever space I am decorating, I've measured the height and the width and just made it 1/4 inch smaller. So this now is just some black soot distress ink. Now because I'm using white card, I'm not adding extra ink. I'm just using the ink I already had left over. So that now is 1/4 inch shorter and less wide than that piece. So you're going to have a bit of white around. So I'm going to glue this down so it has time to dry whilst I do the other things, because I will be adding stuff onto this one. So I'm going to make sure it's stuck down and dry. There we go. So these are 3-inch squares, which means these squares I've created here are 2 3/4 inches. And that central piece is 2 1/4, which means that is 2 inches wide. I said just 1/4 inch less. So you will have spotted on my sheet that a lot of these images have then just been copied and pasted down, which means I will be able to add some decoupage pieces to them in a second. So these are the 3 main panels. Going to use this dried out black soot. And I'm going to just a quick dab, nothing major, barely touched it, just need a tiny bit more ink. There we are. Okay, now the middle one is nice and easy. We're just going to stick it on. There we go. And then these two, you're not going to stick on like so, because when you put them easels, they're going to be twisted. So the bases face the inside. So they face this one. So whatever you want on the bottom, so this is the bottom of the image, I turn it to face my central image. And same with this one. So that is the base. So I just need to turn it that way. So the bottom is facing. And then I can cut and decoupage those pieces. But I'll do that later, because I've also printed some buttons. Now the joy about the digital is I was able to resize them to 1 inch. Then grab my 1 inch circle punch. And now I've created a button. So there's no guesswork, no awkward measurements or testing. Just centralize and press. And I have got a bit of the white card left, so I'm going to punch some more circles out of this just to give some extra strength. And I am going to just gently ink the edges. Of the buttons and of my white circles. So these are going to make my stoppers for my easel. So I'm going to, the reason I inked them is that if I haven't lined them up properly, you're not going to see. There we are. There's one button. Two. And three. And because I need some height, I'm just going to use some foam tape. Cut that a bit big. Just take off the corners. And the last one. And then it's just a case of see how steep you want your easels to go. So I'm going to keep that one there. This one to there. And this one there. And there we go. You've got your triple easel done. And now, just for extra detail, we can now cut the remaining toppers. so I am not going to do them all. I just wanted to show you, because I copied and pasted it, it's going to be the same size as the image on the card. So turn it around, and I'm going to stick it on. And I'll do the other two off camera rather than you sitting here watching me cut. But that is the basis then of your Slimline, your DL triple easel. And of course you can make this for any occasion. Forwards flat, as much embellishment and decoration as you wish. But I did like the gnomes one because I did like that beach paper on there and the flip-flops. Definitely flip-flops in the sea. That's exactly something that would happen to my family, and the boys are probably running after their own flip-flops. So thank you for watching, and I can't wait to see your versions and what you're going to make using this Slimline triple easel. So how are you going to show me what you've made? Well, you're going to go onto Facebook. You're going to type in paper crafting with Paul, or just click on the description below for a shortcut. You're going to join Paper Crafting with Paul on Facebook, and in that group you'll see other people making their own versions of these. So thank you for watching. Please leave a comment, hit that like button and the subscribe button. And as I said, I can't wait to see what you all make out of this idea. Thanks for watching. See you all again soon.